Hey everybody, it's Christine up with the scrap room today. How's everybody holding up out there? If you're like me, you're getting a little stir crazy, but we know this is for the good and hopefully won't last for too terribly long. But my goodness, being cooped up in the house is definitely, it's new. That said, there's time for crafting and maybe even more time for crafting for lots of you. So hopefully you're taking advantage of that and also enjoying some family time. So let's get into today's video. I have a layout for the scrap room, like I said, that is using the double shot kit. The double shot kit is a set of 2 page kits, and this one is focused on the Paige Evans Pink Paisley Bloom collection. Very florally, springy collection. I decided to do a little mixed media on this one because it's got like a watercolor feel to it that I was going for, and so I wanted to build upon that. So what I've done is I've taken a Distress Oxide ink pad. I put it onto some just plastic packaging and then put a couple little sprinkles of water, and then I just put it right onto my paper and spread it around until I get something that I'm happy with. This is definitely not an exact science, but it creates a pretty cool look. And then in the end, what I do is I take a paper towel and I just go over it and dry up some of the excess water so that the paper doesn't warp too much. It will warp a little bit, and what I like to do to counteract that is just glue it to an extra piece of cardstock on the back so that it stabilizes it a little bit more. The next thing I'm going to do is start to build on top of that. Lots of layers on this one, especially flower layers. But what I did next, and this is kind of different, the whole layout is kind of different for me, if we're being honest here, but I created a rectangular shape on white cardstock, and then I tore off that green patterned paper to make my top border. And then I'm going to create a floral frame along the green there. So I'm going to add some leaves. I'm going to add all those flowers that you see up there. Those flowers all came from one paper in particular that was in the page kit, and I just fussy cut them all out, which, if you know me and you watch my channel a lot, you know fussy cutting is one of my go-to techniques. And there's some papers that honestly I just can't resist doing anything with them except fussy cutting. This was definitely one of those. Now, there's a good balance on that patterned paper of bigger flowers and smaller flowers and different flower types. And so what I'm trying to accomplish in creating my frame is a balance again. Cutting them out of the paper and then putting them back onto paper in a different order with the same kind of balance. I'm not gonna say it's real logical, but it's art. So there you go. So I'm trying to start off with some of the bigger ones and get a good balance going between the colors as well as top and bottom and each side. And you can see, like, I even pulled out my ruler there to measure some things. And then after that, I'm going to go back and add my little flowers. And again, same thing, trying to balance the color on those. I'm also going to add some dimension to some of those with some 3D foam adhesives and all those different little details. So lots of placing and removing and placing and removing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to make you sit through all of that because that is a long, tedious process. But we are going to skip ahead a little to see how it starts to come together. The scrap room does also have a 4-page page kit called the Flavors of the Month page kit. And it has the same, it's very similar to this, except the double shot is half. So in the double shot, you get the patterned papers, you get the embellishments, you get cardstock, and you get a chance to try out 2-page kits. Same idea with the Flavors of the Month. You can also get patterned paper kits, you can get embellishment add-ons, cardstock add-ons. She's got lots of options, and it's really fun because every month you get new stuff. I always enjoy getting my kit and seeing what new stuff I've got to play with this month. So we are getting to the point where I am about ready to put my pictures on. What I opted for on this one was to do some Easter pictures from last year because we had lots of pastels on. So they coordinated nicely with it. That's not always something I consider, but you know, oftentimes the colors in your pictures are a consideration for me. And these ones just looked especially nice with the flowers in this collection. So I'm going to add those on, and I'm going to pull some of the ephemera out of the page kit and create some additional layers underneath my picture. I'm also going to do some paper tearing again of some white paper and add that to create a little more texture within the framing there. I did not have a title that I loved from the page kits, so what I did, and what I always do when I'm working with my ScrapRoom kits, is I went to my ScrapRoom extra drawer. That drawer is right there on my desk and has all my embellishments that are left over from each page kit. So that way, if I do need a little extra title work or a little bit of extra embellishment work, I go there first and look and see what I've had from previous kits that would work. And in this case, I had the word joyful, so that worked perfectly for what I needed. And that's a wrap on this layout. A very spring feel to it for the first day of spring, and lots of beautiful colors within this month's page kit. So thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to stop by the ScrapRoom and check out what options she's got available for you, and we will see you again next time.